Welcome to Michigan in Focus. I'm Scott McClellan, a Michigan and Minnesota reporter. With me today is Tom Ganter, one of the Center Square's managing editors. So this week, Governor Gretchen Whitmer created another education agency. Whitmer signed an executive order establishing the Michigan Department of Lifelong Education, Advancement, and Potential, or for short called MiLEAP. The agency aims to improve education outcomes from preschool through secondary, so whether you're 2 years old or 22 years old. This follows a record $82 billion budget that also increased Michigan's other education agency. Tom, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the Michigan Department of Education was one of the big winners in the 2023-24 budget. Their funding went up 54% in 1 year, from $420.6 million to $647.4 million, a $226 million increase from the previous year. And that came at a time when Michigan's students were doing poorly almost across the board in test scores and what they call the nation's report card, or the National Assessment of Education Progress. They're doubling down on money that they're spending on education. And it's pretty clear that they feel that more government is the answer to solving Michigan's problematic academic progress.
Michigan government has definitely grown since 2020. MiLEAP is the fourth new agency Whitmer has created by executive order since 2020. And that counts the Office of Future Mobility and Electrification, the Michigan High-Speed Internet Office, and the Office of Rural Development. But however, we don't know how this new education agency is going to be funded. We don't know how much it's going to cost, and we don't know how many employees it's going to have. However, we do know that the agency will be split into three offices: the Office of Early Childhood Education, the Office of Higher Education, and the Office of Education Partnerships. However, not everyone is welcoming the addition to the government. Rep. Matt Hall, he's the House Minority Leader of Republicans. He decried the new agency. He said, Democrats are undoing accountability measures for our local schools. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on park projects instead of putting it into the classroom, among other complaints. It's hard to say much about this agency because it was just announced yesterday, and I'm not even sure how I would go about filing a FOIA for it. I'm not sure if I could get emails.
You know, I would say, how is it going to do any better than what the Michigan Department of Education is now? We have an agency for education. The results have not been very good. So I guess once more details come up, but that would be the big question is how is this going to fix what the Michigan Department of Education hasn't been able to solve, which is the lagging student achievement. And we don't know. We don't have the answers to that. I do find it interesting that this covers everything from age 3 to 21. You know, the entire youth, child, and adult, early adult life will now be covered by, government.
Yeah, that's an interesting outlook. Typically, you're involved in different government agencies, whether that's Medicaid, Medicare. It usually varies by age, but for this government agency, we might just use it our whole lives. Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. I'm Scott McClellan. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.